Once upon a time, in a forgotten corner of the world where poverty echoed louder than hope, lived a man named Imran. He had no land, no money, not even proper shoes. His home was a crumbling hut with holes in the roof. At night, he counted stars through the cracks above his bed, yet Imran held on to one thing that no one could take away: a dream. His dream was not for riches or fame. He dreamed to give his family a life of dignity, to lift them out of hunger and despair, to break the chain of poverty that had bound them for generations. While others slept, Imran rose before the sun. He walked miles through the dust and thorns to reach a busy tea stall in the city. There, he worked as a helper, washing cups, wiping tables, carrying boiling kettles through crowded streets. He earned barely enough to buy bread, but he never complained. When others wasted evenings in gossip, Imran sat under a flickering light with a second-hand book. He borrowed pages from strangers, memorized motivational quotes from street posters, and taught himself how to dream bigger. They laughed at him. "You start a business? You don't even have socks." But Imran didn't argue. He just smiled and kept going. He saved every rupee. He skipped meals, walked instead of riding the bus, went hungry just to add one more coin to his dream jar. Years passed. Finally, he bought a small second-hand food cart, rusty wheels, wobbly legs. But to him it was a chariot of hope. He used his mother's forgotten recipes, the aroma of spices, the warmth of handmade food. At first, no one came. Sometimes he stood in the rain. Sometimes he went home with leftovers, but he tweaked his flavors, greeted every customer with a smile, and worked late into the night. Then, one day, fate arrived in the form of a hungry businessman. One bite turned into curiosity. Curiosity became conversation. Conversation became an opportunity. Businessman, smiling. "Who owns this cart?" Imran, nervously. "I do, sir." Businessman, "You ever thought of opening a real shop?" With that investment, Imran opened his first tiny shop, then a second, then a third. The boy who once served tea in torn sandals now owned a chain of restaurants, loved for their heartwarming taste and humble roots. Today, Imran is a millionaire. He drives a fine car, lives in a beautiful house, speaks at business events. But some things never changed. Every Friday, he visits that old tea stall, sits quietly in the corner, tips the boys, and looks around with eyes full of gratitude. He remembers the long walks, the ache in his stomach, the cold nights with no blanket, the voices that said, "You'll never make it." But louder than all of them, he remembers his own voice whispering, "Keep going." Final message. Slow cinematic music. Success isn't magic. It's not about where you're born. It's about the fire inside you, the sacrifices you make when no one's watching, the steps you take when your feet are bleeding. If Imran could rise from nothing, so can you.